And welcome to my first live stream of the summer. Since this is the first one, I kind of wanted to do kind of a Q&A. And I've had my fair share of experiences in high school. So I decided to do an Ask Me Anything. So like upcoming freshmen or sophomores who are still lost can get a little help on finding their place, and then seniors can like kind of get a feel for what's about to happen to them, because senior year is crazy, especially with the fact that I have a guess as to who it is, and if I'm right, no. You need to stop. I said like no an average of like 100 times last week to you. Anyways, I do know senior year is gonna be wild and crazy for the rising seniors, so I know I'm probably not gonna get a lot of rising seniors on this stream, or maybe even juniors. I don't know. This is my first time live streaming this summer. I'm excited to see where this goes. I plan to do at least 15 minutes, maybe more if we get a lot of comments. Oh. Wrong person, but still right. I said no to you 100 times. No. Stop asking. Plus, I don't even see you. Notice that. I'd estimate you're a rising 8th grader. What the heck? So to the people just joining me, I graduated high school about a little over a month ago, actually, so I didn't just graduate. I didn't know they even had one out. I will check it out after the live stream. Well, hello, Daisy. Is that Monterey God? Lovely name. So for those of you just joining, I graduated high school very recently. And I know some of you are gonna kind of like need advice coming through this. I have a feeling, because I kind of wish I had advice rising into high school. And since I've been in both big and small, I do kind of have both viewpoints. But, you know, I didn't really get a viewpoint from the small one because I moved early. But, oh, I knew that one school forever. Oh. Oh. That makes sense now. Anyways. So I'm gonna film at least 15 minutes if the chat gets going and whatever. I will keep going, answering questions, comments, concerns about high school. Please don't ask me, like, you know, about me specifically. You will never see the light of this. You will never see your light the same. You will never see your light the same ever. I don't understand. Can I get a translate? Are you drunk? Hold on. I'm gonna go to my normal live stream place. I decided to film where I normally film. But I normally just film a shorts reel as opposed to a live stream. And yeah. Well, glad to say I'm not the only one. PP Lee. You seem drunk. I'm gonna be completely honest. You seem drunk. So I might live stream. I personally am going on a vacation, upcoming vacation in like July. I'll get more specifics as I get them. I'll give more specifics as I get them. But it's not like a family vacation. I'm gonna be going with a church group. And I'm going to a roller coaster park. I'm gonna try to live stream there for a bit or post shorts reels about my time there. Like, not to flex, but like, you know, oh my gosh, this place is so cool, or oh my gosh, this place is totally trash, get me out. I was not drunk. If anything, I was drunk on caffeine because I hadn't had caffeine all week and I have an addiction. Okay? Cut me some slack. But yeah, that's easily mistakable. I'm trying to remember what a 5-year plan is. I know what a 5-year plan is, and I'm blanking. Oh gosh. I'm trying to remember. Did I have Dr. Pepper at Universal? Because I think I messed up. I might have had caffeine at Universal, which would make it 1 week. Whatever the case, it was a long time, and no, can't do that. I guess we could change it to an Ask Me Anything About Camp, and I try to figure out how to change the title of the live stream. How do I do this? I don't think I can. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm just gonna do that. I should know this one. To get to the other side, I think. To get to the other side? Oh, no. Please don't tell me that's a joke about the boys and girls side. Please. Well, I'll give you a hint as to what state I live in. It's not North Carolina, because that's where my vacation is. Or Florida, because that's where my vacation was. Oh. Oh, I forgot. I mean, yeah. Maybe. Maybe I live in South Carolina. You never know. Wait, is there a state between South Carolina and Florida? Georgia. I should have caught that. I should have caught that right off the bat. Guys, I'm so tired for no reason. So my answers to just random questions will be all over the place. Asking me about Universal, asking me about camp. I will do my best to answer correctly. Do I what? Oh, it's just more text. Wow. Yes, I do, Cooper. Yes, I do. I was gonna say something and I forgot, as usual. Oh, yeah. Favorite thing from Universal, favorite memory from Universal, obviously Velocicoaster, a night ride, second row, so close. So close. To get from the boys' cabins to the bus, you have to cross the street. It's very simple. The girls are lucky with that because they don't have to. Epic was dope, but what was your favorite ride? What was your favorite ride? I'm curious now. For me, it was Stardust Racers, followed by Mario Kart, which I have a bias towards. I think for me, if you include the delays, 3.5. We had a really long delay, and we were. Mom wished we were in the Umbridge's office. Because she likes cats. They both like cats. Stardust Racers, though, was intense in the best way possible. And then Mario Kart, I just have a bias towards because I just finished being, like 2 months ago. 3 months ago, I just finished being captain of the Mario Kart team for my school. So that was quite the adventure. like Epic and Universal and the one that scared me the most, and not for the reason you'd think. It was one of the few rides I said, I'm not riding this again. Most of them, it was like, I'm not wasting my time on this ride. It is so bad. Most of the ones, I'm like, I am never riding this again. It was just like, this is so bad. No. Like, hold on. I'm trying to remember one. Men in Black, it was terrible. E.T., if I wanted to go chaotic evil and just... What state? But if we wanted to go chaotic evil and give E.T. some, like, really hard to pronounce names or really weird names, like Jethro, which, fun fact, my name... You live in Tennessee. False. Which, fun fact, nickname from 8th grade. I need a nap. Anyways, if we were gonna do the whole chaotic evil thing, I would have ridden again, but that was the only condition. Men in Black, I was not getting on that ride again. And then the only Harry Potter rides I didn't ride twice because of like weights and whatever were Hagrid's, which I loved. I was like, I stepped off that and said, let's do that again. And then, I hope it's not as bad as the one in, Florida. I give it a 6 out of 10. My family wants to do it again. Yeah. I'm not going to be like, oh, but I'm not going to be like, oh, let's go. A King Kong, it's kind of the same story, but it's like, if I want a break in Universal and, like, you know, studios, there are a lot of, like, tame rides there. Meanwhile, at Islands of Adventure, it's pretty much just kiddie rides or extreme rides. No, almost no in between, with King Kong and Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey being the two outliers. But I'm gonna have to go kind of against with Theme Park Crazy's thoughts on the ride of the thoughts of Fast and Furious. Just because it's UTK doesn't mean I live in Tennessee. I'm from Colorado. That's all the extra hints you'll get. Maybe I moved. I still go there. If you ride Velocicoaster, I recommend getting front row. I'm trying to get front row. They said, no, we're not taking any more requests when it was my turn for front row. When I asked for front row, both times. I kid you not. I asked for front row at 9 on Stardust Race. Like, we're not taking any more requests. And the same thing happened on Velocicoaster. But I also managed to get 3 rides front row on the Hulk. So I'm not acting dumb. If you have Instagram, like, go to the link in my bio. It takes you to my link tree, which is not sponsored. It's very easy to manage your links with. All I have to do is say, oh, I want to add a link for X. And I just put it in the link tree as opposed to having to put it in everywhere. It is such a time saver. So much easier. I am a huge hand talker. I'm sorry. I think it's like something to do with like anxiety and whatever. I have been diagnosed with social anxiety. Yeah, actually, I have been to Texas. I was 5th grade at the time. I was 5th grade, and we actually visited with one of Mom's friends who's from Texas. So I was really little. I don't really remember much. I do remember the Grand Canyon. We spent 4 days there. And I remember a little bit from Six Flags over St. Louis. That was fun. That 10 out of 10 would go again. And I regret not writing Mr. Freeze's I'm just telling stories from my past because it's exciting. I'm sorry. I do tend to get sidetracked a lot, so if you don't want a life story question, don't ask me questions that could lead to tangents with ease. Like, have you ever been to Texas? Because I'm probably going to go into great detail about my trip. So I went to Six Flags 5th grade. I think that's like where I really had inversions like actually there, instead of just like, oh, I'm indoors and I'm upside down. Like, I could actually see it on the Batman where because I remember the entire time I was just staring at my feet. I was afraid of inversions, and I remember 2 rides felt endless. The American Eagle, I think it was. The Screaming Eagle was the one that held the record for the fastest roller coaster. And there was another one that was like actually really long. I remember the ride attendant said there's not 1, not 2, not 3, but 0 inversions. And I'm like, yeah. So, honestly, I feel like Universal is more of like a big kid park. So, actually, no, it's like, depending on which park you go to, it changes. So, like, Studios is more of like a little kid park. Islands of Adventure, it's like every ride is intense and smooth, rough, has inversions, or both. Velocicoaster goes upside down only 4 times, but it's really intense and you're in your seat for like 20 seconds tops. The Hulk, it's like 7 inversions. It's pretty much just the entire ride here on an inversion element. In fact, right out of the gate, pretty much. So you launch out of the tunnel into like a corkscrew or a barrel roll, and then you go into a cobra roll, which is always fun. I love cobra rolls because like it's a fun way to turn around. Studios has a lot more shows and like those screen rides. I've not been to Disney for 11 years. So back when I last went, apparently they took down the Rock and Roller Coaster and replaced it with Tron. Which for me, it's kind of like sad because that was my first like actually intense ride. Trying to remember what other things there were that aren't there anymore. It's sad. It's sad. I remember I was scared to go on the Tower of Terror because the word terror was in the title. And then I recently learned about the accident of 1991, I think it was. It was very public. And this is 1000% not defamation. Because the worst injuries were just serious enough to go to the hospital, but not serious enough to be like life-threatening. I don't think. Okay, I know they added Tron since I last went, Cooper, and then PP Lee. I'm not really in Orlando much. So can I get a last name? Oh! Oh, I'm slow. I'm really slow. He's cool. He's cool. Yeah. I know which Brayden you're talking about now. I know 3 Braydens. So. I think my favorite roller coaster I've ridden so far, not that anybody asked, has got to be Velocicoaster out in Orlando. I'm going to Carowinds this summer, which is South Carolina. In fact, I think there's a ride that like takes you over the border, and it's in both North Carolina and South Carolina at the same time. I'm like, yes, please. But my favorite Cedar Point ride, like the mecca of amusement parks, it's got to be Maverick. It's pretty much Stardust Racers, and in the best way. Stardust Racers is better, but trumps every ride at Cedar Point. I have been before, and I would not ride the Wild Eagle. I was like, hold on, my brother was a rising sophomore, so I was a rising 6th grader. I was like 12, and I was scared of floorless coasters. And I was like, I'm not getting on a floorless coaster ever again because that scared me. And then who knew? Like 2 years after I said that, I'm getting on. I'm just living on the floorless coasters. I went to Dollywood and I rode the Mystery Mine, obviously. And then my mom's like, I rode the Lightning Rod. Not Lightning Rod, Thunderbolt. No, Lightning Rod's the one that's like, was always down. I rode the Lightning Rod and it was always down when I went. It was like almost always down. It faced a lot of downtime and I was like, so lucky, pretty much. No, I don't. I do not have a crush on Braden. Anyways. I'm tired. And I need to eat, but I don't want to eat. So, Cedar... The closest thing, Kings Island, which I also went to, has to Lightning Rod, the ride that was like the only purely wooden launch coaster in the world, is the Beast. Hold on, is there a way I can... Ooh, yeah. Yes. Whoops. There we go. You know, I don't keep up with a lot of pop culture drama, which is how I missed the vast majority of, like, all the Taylor Swift drama until recently. Even though I'm a Swiftie. You can ask my mother. There is a lot of things about Taylor Swift that you can almost never shut me up about. Favorite songs. That sort of thing. And I think it's kind of funny. Because I try to keep up. I try to keep up with everything. And I'm doing better. I follow her Instagram. I follow her X. I subscribe to her on YouTube. That's about it. But I at least listen to the albums pretty fast. Except the Tortured Poets Department. But Daddy, I love him. I was too slow. Because somebody commented about the line, I'm having his baby. No, I'm not. Girl, you ruined that for me. You ruined that for me. Again, I don't keep up with pop culture drama, so I'm like Switzerland. Neutral. But this time, because I don't have all the facts, all the viewpoints, all that stuff, the stuff I need to take aside, based off my previous experiences with stuff like this. I'm not super... Also, don't flame me for, like, you know, being a monster or dismissing charges. But I'm pretty slow to believe that stuff. I'm not gonna go shouting the streets like, oh my gosh, she's a liar, she's a liar, she's a liar. I might say I don't believe somebody, but I'm always gonna put somewhere, take this with it, like, I might be wrong, so don't flame me, you know, because I don't know everything. But based off my past experiences, I'm very slow to believe that stuff now. Wow. I think I'm happy not knowing a lot of the drama stuff because it can get annoying, I feel, like keeping up with all this and all that. The he said, she said. Okay, I'm gonna finish off this live stream, but I want to show y'all something before I do. I think I made this summer between freshman and sophomore year, which was very eventful for me. I might cover it in another video, live stream or not. But, oh, the double tap won't work. Look at it. It's a Bob Ross style painting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end the live stream because it's like, you know, the chat's dying and whatever. So thank you to everyone who commented, joined in. I will try to be more prepared and like, hey, live stream happening soon, than just pretty much last minute. But thank you to everyone who joined, commented, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, bye.